Fixed. Okay. Continue. Oh, I had one just started. Okay. That's fine. Alrighty. Obtain a random common, obtain a random rare, or all gold for random rare relic. The rare relic is awfully tempting. Hexaghost. Don't I like this junction right here. This is a fun little road right here. This is also a fun little road right here. Might prefer that over that. I'm not sure. And I have to pick it over at right now. Is there a shop option at the end here? There is a shop option right here. Being down a little bit of gold for a rare is not necessarily a bad thing, though. With the rare. Ah, I see. Well, that certainly changes things. Instead, do I want to perhaps go for the shop with 300 gold out of the out of the gate? Lose 100 gold, get 300. I think we'll go this way. Consider our options as time progresses. Hear me. Alright, very good. I think the end result is the same in that case. Against Hexaghost, I do like the Shockwave. Like Shockwave. If I take this, I am absolutely going towards that shop. Stinky poop. It's unpleasant. Well, that's pretty good, actually. We are absolutely going to this. We can probably really jump off here. Ooh, those are some good relics and some good cards. Hexaghost, we're definitely going to remove one strike. We are going to go for this tungsten rod. That is incredibly good. Next, do we have what we need to fight this elite? Not really. We have a shockwave. We need something to kind of help us get there. The anger is definitely a good option. I really do like this clockwork souvenir, though. I'm going to take it. I think that's, in of itself, is a good enough buy on its own. Taking 3 damage, or 2 damage rather, is fine. We're just gonna kill here. Full Fear Potion, very big help here. The Twin Strike, another really big help. We have very little damage output right now. Relying very heavily on the Shockwave to kind of get us there, and we're gonna use the Twin Strike upgrade to just try and push us a little further. And tilt this down just slightly. Alright. Gremlin Knob, if we don't get the... Alright, we got the big thing we needed here. I'm half tempted to use the Artifact Potion. Oh wait, we don't need to use the Artifact Potion because we have the artifact already from Clockwork. Taking 6 here is no big deal. Or 5. Because he only does a measly 12. Bro, weapon. Pentagraphs, nice. Alright, well there's the answer to our damage out problem right there. Gonna give that an immediate upgrade, although the shockwave is mighty tempting. This just kills a tri-sentry. And we can set it up on 2 separate turns. Observed insect, we are getting a powerful start here. Almost. Oh, fly. Strength potion, I will discard the artifact potion. I kind of like the shrug here, actually. We are gonna go for more elites. We have the offense for it. Well, I mean, that just saves me 10 health right there. All right, excellent. We're in the more unfun part of it. We are going to win just this upcoming turn, though. All right, very good. Bag of Marbles is a very good pickup. The Immolate is rather tempting. It does help us in the second act. The Blood for Blood is also quite nice. We don't fear the birds here because we actually take 0 damage from the birds, which is kind of nice. Get out of here, damn fly. Blood for Blood is also really good for us. Just pair it with the Shockwave and the Bash, letting us just go boom, boom, pow a lot. Pummel Strike is also pretty good here, getting us that a little extra card draw. Immolate pairs extremely well with the Shockwave, however, in the second act when we have to deal with multiple targets on a regular basis. So they will take the Immolate. We will certainly remove. And I think we're going to remove a Defend here. One block is fine here. That's where it becomes very, very useful. Headbutt is definitely a good card here. All right. Weak Knob. Dead next turn. Duvu Doll. Interesting. Emerald Key. And an Exhume. In a rather unlikely circumstance. I don't think we want the Exhume at this time, though. We don't have anything that we really want to use it on. Whirlwind is not necessary. Same thing with the Intimidate, although we do have the +1 strength, which is nice. I think we're going to pass it up here. And then we're going to upgrade either Shockwave or Immolate. I think we're going to upgrade the Shockwave. We'll get more value out of it in this long-winded fight here. Sure, just a second there, love. Alright. I will be right back. Okay. Back to it. Taking these chips of damage is not really that big of a deal when we have this much health. And we are looking primarily to race this guy to the end. And that'll give us back our bludgeon, too. Oh, wait. Did it not? Oh, we shuffled. Ah, that's fine. 2 times 10 as opposed to 1 times 13. Yeah, no, definitely. There we go. Easy. Alrighty, so we're now in a position where we need to figure out what we want to do next. We don't really need any more big damage at this time. Although exhausting cards is always nice. And if we ever do end up with strength scaling, Fiendfire will scale extraordinarily well. Demon form is good, but the problem is we are very cost heavy. And we may not have the energy to actually utilize it properly. What'd you do? Throw the salad in there? Nice. What kind of salad was it? Sunflower bacon? Yeah, that sounds like it'd be pretty good, actually. Oh my. Latency. What the heck? There we go. Alrighty. So, I think in this scenario, even though we do have a lot of good offense already, I think the correct answer is still Fiend Fire, as it gets rid of garbage cards in our deck. And that's the biggest thing that we kind of need to do is get rid of garbage so that we can play our better cards. Because right now we have 7 cards that we have 8 cards of garbage. One automatically removes itself, but we have 8 cards of garbage. And we want to replace it with good cards. Fiendfire helps us do that. To go along with that, we do need another couple pieces of defense to go with what we have, but that's pretty much all we need at that point. We can look pretty hard for scaling and defenses from here on out, which it does make things a little bit easier. The extra +1 on the strength from the doll also makes this way better because it's actually not +1 but +2 damage because of the way that vulnerable works. Sure, I can open this for you. I'll take a sip of it too. So I'm going to take Beamfire. And we got the Snecko Eye. Alright, well. That's a shame. I kind of wish we took Demon form now. Bludgeon plus Immolate and Fiendfire and Shockwave all on a Snecko Eye. That's pretty good. We're going to do that. And actually, it's technically not a Snecko Eye because we have the Clockwork Souvenir. So it's actually just straight up draw 2 more cards every turn. So we don't actually need to remove as many cards. This is actually the perfect answer now that I think about it, because now Snecko Eye actually doesn't cause energy change. It only causes us to draw +2 cards. So that's actually incredibly good. It is a little bit of a shame that the Clockwork Souvenir is going to eat that every time, but it's fine. Bronze Automaton. So we are looking to maybe get another form of disablement or find another way to scale, such as having strength. Those are 2 really good ways to scale up that we're looking for this. So we're maybe looking for an uppercut. Maybe not a second shockwave necessarily, but an uppercut would be really good. 206 gold. We can definitely afford some stuff at the shop sometimes. I don't want this early shop, though. I do like this camp into elite into a camp scenario here. And then we can either trade off, and then we can kind of figure out where we want to go there. There is a world where we dodge elites, although the elites are probably not as rough as regular fights in this act. This is one of those scenarios where I'm actually hoping for the birds, and it doesn't actually get rid of it. I thought it did. That's fine. It's actually kind of preferable. But this won't put the status on, which is good. Easy. Spot weakness is definitely a way we can scale, at least to some degree. And our shrug is pretty good as well. And entrench is kind of mediocre right now. Although a second shrug would definitely help quite a bit. I mean, 33 damage immediately. Blocking for almost all. I think, what, 7, 8, 9, which is basically nothing. We take 1 total damage. Power through. That is a card that we can absolutely use. All right, that's our defenses kind of kind of dealt with in a lot of ways. Bludgeon. Why bother? I could just immolate you. Armaments plus. That is definitely a consideration. It does allow me to upgrade all my cards. It lets me also kind of push more towards a elite heavy path in the 3rd act. It also allowed me to take Fusion Hammer if it is offered. 1 more defense card, also not unwelcomed. We'll do it. And he dies next turn. Boom. Easy, easy. I believe in this case we actually want to get rid of the strength potion. The block potion is a good way to deal with any major problems should they arise. A Sentinel Plus is tempting because it's going to work well with any form of exhaust that we have, which we do have, albeit not particularly good exhaust synergy for it, but we have it nonetheless. I'll take it. We're at 20 cards, so we kind of need to slow down a little bit. Oh, we can take a little bit of gold for a little bit of health that we have maximum of. In this case, we are going to smith, and we're going to smith the Spire, I think. Absolutely take this. Ah, it's the boys. Excellent. This is a very unfortunate draw. If I could get something for free here, that would be good. No. I will be blocking 12 damage with that, so I will take it. Or I will play it, rather. We're going to get full value out of it. Immolate kills the guy in the back. Bludgeon kills any of them. Shockwave makes it so I take less damage overall as well. Do this. Take the least amount of damage. And then they will be significantly weakened for the rest of the fight. Alrighty. And that should just about take care of him right there. Excellent. Question card. Really good pickup here. We don't need any of this, I don't think. No, we're going to pass on that. Evolve is not terrible here, but Evolve just because of the power through is not terrible, but I don't think it's worth taking here. Same with the Fire Breathing. Another smith, and this time we will actually smith the power through, I think. The Immolate is very strong into pretty much anything that we'd be getting. An extra 7 damage. This is more like an extra 14 damage, sometimes 21 damage. So I think we'll actually upgrade the Immolate instead. Get our chest. Small chest. Pair, plus 10 HP. I think that'll be very good for us overall. 340 gold. And that trade-off is, at the very least, a single elite. I think we can afford to do that. I think it's safe to do that because we haven't gotten a rare card option in a while, so we're actually going to be able to see one likely. We don't. And we actually don't get offered a whole lot of good stuff either. Secret technique could be useful. But I don't think we want a secret technique right now. Distilled Chaos can get us out of a bind as well. I'll look at Distilled Chaos. Yeah, sure, I'll have the rest. I do think, however, getting rid of a strike is probably a good idea here. Now, do we want this True Grit? We do have a couple of good defense. We do actually have a good selection of defense cards now, so I think we can actually not do anything else and carry the extra 160 over into the next act. Six times 16 is more than enough, so I think I'm actually going to do this. Almost. That's a buff, I believe. Which is fine. No offense, really. Yes, I can. Wow, that is impressive. And we just win. Excellent. Do I want a pommel strike? I think I do, actually. Yeah, we'll do a pommel strike. The Blood for Blood is tempting, but we have a lot of bonk cards already, and unfortunately, Snecko Eye is counter synergy with the Blood for Blood. I'll be right back. I gotta deal with putting my daughter to bed. Now then, where were we? Ah, yes, grabbing and pommel strike. Absolutely want to take this elite. We have tons of health. Can I get the... No, I can't. That is unfortunate. That does just straight up kill this one, though. I think we actually want to bludgeon and then just block here. And I think this actually just straight up kills. Excellent. Kunai, a little bit of dexterity scaling. We like that. Duplication potion, that is definitely better than this. There's that uppercut we were talking about earlier as a possible solution to the bronze automaton. Brutality, a card, normally not a bad thing to have, but definitely not what we want now. Inflame is not terrible here either, but I'm not thrilled about it with Snecko Eye. Although, and it doesn't, and we don't scale super hard off of it. Uppercut, I think, is the most valuable for us at this time, and will continue to be valuable for us as time goes on. I'll take a little bit of damage here, no big deal. It means that we get to do some heavy damage later. See, there's a decent chance we're gonna get a potion soon, and I do actually think that Distilled Chaos is gonna be most helpful here. Flex Potion, a pretty good upgrade as well. Dual Wield is a phenomenal card in Snecko Eye decks because we could just dual wield a free cost card often. We haven't been offered a whole lot of good powers yet, though, unfortunately. Flame Barrier, also a pretty decent defense card, but we don't really need defense at this point. Look at the dual wield. We're going to hold off on adding anything else for a little bit. I miscalculated that. I'm going to restart this combat. I miscalculated that. I thought that was one more hit. So this would actually kill if I do this. Because it would be an extra 16. So that is sufficient. So we're going to just do that. Taking 6 damage here is... or 5 damage is a big whatever in this current circumstance. It's pretty good. None of these are particularly intriguing to me. Ghost Hammer Plus is nice, but 13 block for one card is okay, but we're not going to worry about that at this time. We're going to smith here, and we are going to smith that uppercut. Or actually, we are going to smith dual wield. Get an extra card that costs whatever it is that is important at the time. I kind of like the idea of just spending the shockwave right now, just to get rid of the artifact. Getting it out of our draw pile. We're not going to be playing a whole lot of damage this turn anyways. This is what I was talking about. We can get a lot of offense going. Dual wield this bludgeon. Now, in this case, it is going to grab a random uncommon, both of them actually. So, in that case, I actually want to go armaments, defend, bludgeon. We're not going to get strength from anywhere other than the flex potion. So I think we're going to hold off on using it for now. Still my uppercuts. This is fine. I'll take that back. Sentinel. We don't care about that too much. Immolate will take that back for us. So in that case, we are just going to go strike. Immolate. Okay. Kind of don't mind the armaments here, actually. Although defend is slightly better. Let's play the defend. Then we will actually dual-wield the Fiend Fire in this time. They're going to be shuffled in, so they're going to do different amounts. But this way I can get some good offense going. This is astounding. Oh, this is... oh, look at this. I'm going to do something real quick here. Just going to make a little copy of that. That is amazing. What did this have? You have a... We'll just get rid of you. I think we'll put a bludgeon back in our deck. What do you guys think? We can just take this hit, in all fairness. Can we potentially just kill here? Bash. This would be 60. We duplicate it, that's 120 something. No, we don't kill here. But there's no reason for us to not do what is free. That does 64, so that does not kill. But we can block just about all of this damage. We can block about half of it, which is pretty good. This is actually +1 card. Ah, excellent. Easy. Okay, so we are at the point where we need to figure out how it is that we're going to scale from here on out. We're doing pretty good damage if we get the right draws. Between dual wield and our big bonking cards, and the uppercut and shockwave, we can keep on the pressure while keeping the damage numbers relatively low. We don't have any major draw concerns at this time, which is good. So offering isn't a major necessity, though it is quite good. Drawing 3 cards and getting 2 energy for 5 health is pretty good. This will cost 1. This will be 1 sometimes. At its worst, it's take 5 damage, draw 3 cards. At its worst. I would never play this at, I don't think. It does allow us to give us a little bit more flexibility with our scaling cards. We don't have a good way of scaling up our strength right now because Limit Break is just doubles down on it. We don't have it. Barricade will allow us to actually scale our block indefinitely, so we can keep playing cards like the Power Through and whatnot, and just kind of hopefully have enough as time goes on. Along with the Kunai, we can sometimes get enough attacks out to kind of scale up our defenses that way. Exhume doesn't really do anything for us either, unfortunately, so we are looking for a Barricade / Offering of these two here, and I think the answer is Barricade, because we don't have to upgrade it. This is what I was saying earlier, is with the Fusion Hammer, we can absolutely take the Fusion Hammer, because that will actually give us one more energy, which is really good with Snecko Eye, because that puts us in a position where we can get one more card off on a regular basis. And we have the Armaments Plus to kind of not have to worry about that upgrade penalty. Alternatively, we can do Calling Bell to just get the extra health, or the extra relics immediately. But the extra curse is an additional strength for us. And with the Snecko Eye card draw, we don't feel the damage of it as badly. This does mean that we do have to worry about finding another way to scale our offense. We have a means of scaling our defense. We are kind of being hopeful with the dual wield. It's an avenue, but it's not a very particularly consistent one. We can also use the dual wield in a lot of cases to just generate more stuff for the Fiendfire to burn. Fusion Hammer is tempting, but the Calling Bell is really, really good as well. 3 relics, uncommon, common, and rare, and +1 strength, and +1 dead card is pretty good. Fusion Hammer is also really good here, though. Is there a scenario in which that would take Fusion Hammer over Calling Bell, that because Fusion Hammer was better than it currently is? Honestly, if I didn't have Snecko Eye, maybe. Just because Snecko Eye makes armaments so inconsistent. But this means that we're looking for other ways to scale rather than cards. We're also looking to add a lot of cards to our deck in general, so having an armaments is actually pretty good to begin with. I'm going to take the Calling Bell. I think it provides us with a little bit more overall general value. Centennial Puzzle, Shuriken, and Peace Pipe. Those are 3 amazing relics for us. Taking 1 damage, taking a little bit of damage to get some more draws off, along with the Shuriken and the Peace Pipe. That's definitely worth it. So we do actually just get our scaling engine. We need to open this chest in order to be able to get the key. Donu Deka. We're not too concerned about Donu Deka in this case. I do like this earlier shop. This later shop is kind of in the way of my good progress at the end here. We'll go this route. I'll take this early shop. Oh, I just win. A second power through is tempting, but I don't think we want it. We are going to be going for a lot of elites this run here. I think I only have 2 campfire options. Yes. And upgrading, what are we upgrading? What are we looking to upgrade? Upgrade this uppercut. and then maybe the power through, as it gives us the most stats for our thing. Although we could upgrade our pommel strike to make it draw 2. I think we're gonna skip here. Tesseract. I think we can absolutely afford to look at 3 cards here. We're looking at possibly governing a panic button here. Secret weapon is a handy card to have. Let's just put cards that are of cheap or minimal cost in our draw pile into our hand and not have to worry about what they cost. Sadistic nature can actually be pretty good here too, although less so. A second panic button, for example, might be pretty good. Kind of like the panic button option. It lets us just 30 block is just good. Not being able to block for 2 turns might be our downfall, although we do have the barricade. We have ads. I'm gonna mull these over a little bit. We'll pick. We got ads over on Twitch side, so we're gonna hang out here while we wait for them to finish. Am I actually looking to upgrade, or am I looking to just get rid of my strikes in this case? I think burning a strike and a defend as opposed to upgrading is actually significantly better in this case. Not entirely certain as to what the best course of action is, though. Cost of all cards in your hand to 1 this turn. That's also a tempting card to take. Enlightenment actually may be pretty good for us. It can save us on a course of a bad hand sometimes. Know that it says reduce, not set, meaning if it costs 0, it doesn't affect it. Granted, if it costs anything more than 2, it's kind of bad. But reducing the cost of all these other cards to a very small amount, it can be very, very good. It also means that we could get something like a dual wield cheaper, and then hit a 0 cost. Enlightenment costing 1 is still good. Average discount has been 0.035. Meaning on average we are playing cards at the same cost value. Tungsten Rod preventing 33 damage. Pretty great. Reserved Insect has done 147 damage. That's actually crazy. We have not actually gained a ton of dexterity and other things. Apparently my thing is desynced because my ads are not over yet. They are still going for another 30 seconds. We will wait the last 30 seconds for our friends over on Twitch, and then we will get into this. I don't know what I'm actually going to take, though. All right, we are back from the ads. Had a couple minutes to think these over. I think we're going to take the Enlightenment. It's a little bit spooky, but it hits a lot of cards. So I think we'll take the Enlightenment, and I think we'll take one Panic Button. I think we're going to leave the other Panic Button behind. And the only reason I'm okay with doing that is because we have the Barricade. There's the Feel No Pain, but we don't have a exhaust engine, unfortunately. Aside from the Fiendfire, which we could always just dual wield it. Singing Bowl is also a good pickup here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to 8 fights left. So I'm buying a Singing Bowl for 16 for a potential of 16 hit points. That's pretty good. Better than it's cheaper and more efficient than the Mango. I also really like this Feel No Pain, so we'll take the Feel No Pain for sure. I'm not looking to add too many more cards to my deck, so I think we'll take the Singing Bowl. There wasn't anything over here, was there? No, it's just... Okay. I was kind of hoping for a Dark Shackles, not gonna lie. Let's see here. I don't want 2 normalities. Although, I can immediately get rid of both of them between these 2 here, and we do have a late shop that we can definitely get some high value out of. So that's actually not a terrible thing. And it's also not too often that we don't play more than 3 cards a turn. It sometimes happens, but we can play around it. I think we'll take a normality. Also, the +2 strength is pretty crazy. All right. Played the normality, or had the normality, so we can't really keep going. Interesting. This is rather unfortunate. Like a small amount of damage here, I guess. All right, there we go. I will play... Armaments. Panic Button. Immolates. You know, I hadn't even considered the Clockwork Souvenir for the Panic Button. Which I think is a mistake on my part, for sure. Get +2 HP where you don't need a second Flex Potion. We are going to burn one of these normalities, I think. Do we burn a normality here? It's giving us +1 strength. There is a lot of cases where I am going to want to play more than 3 cards, and this is going to be here. I think we burn at least one of them. Wow, this hand sucks. Start with the power through. And just burn this guy out, I guess. Barricade for free, feel no pain for free. Shrug for 1. Uppercut. Strike. Headbutt. And go for the uppercut. Ooh, that's actually pretty good. Alright. Oh, that just kills. Silly. Regen potion. An extra 5 on a Fiend Fire means it does 18. Against the vulnerable, it does 18 plus 9, so it's 27. 27 times 9 is about 200-ish damage. Which is more better than the Regen Potion. This also heals 15. 15 is not a crazy heal. And we do have panagraphs, rather, so I don't think we actually want this. We're also going to be gaining a small amounts of HP here and there. No, I think we're going to skip that. We don't want any of these, I don't think. Although Sever Soul is a good exhaust secondary card, which we could use. This would be taken more for the purposes of blocking, but I think we're going to skip it still and get the HP. Now, do we upgrade or remove? I do kind of want to upgrade the Feel No Pain. I feel like that is going to be less of a pain if we take it. Or upgrade it, I should say. The alternative, of course, that we just get rid of the other normalize. And I think getting rid of the normalize is going to be a better idea. I know it removes some of my strength, but I think we just kind of want to do that. Well, that's a fine trade-off, I suppose. That we do actually have to use this for recall. Don't let me forget. Oh my goodness. This is a rather unfortunate set of circumstances. Oof. Bit of a hit. We're gonna uppercut this up. Strike that one. Block for 6 here, which is not too bad. Panic button. Boom. Excellent. Smoke bomb. No, thank you. Oh, wait a minute. No. Body slam has this number randomized. This is terrible. Power through number 2. No. Anger. No. Pummel. Definitely not. Alrighty. I can afford to take 9 here, I think. Alrighty. This is a full hand. $19 many times. 19 8 times. 19 8 times is quite a bit. I think this might be a time for a strength potion. Because I'm kind of hoping for a dexterity potion or some other form of potion that will help me get my damage out really quickly at the end. I think I could have killed there if I played my defensive cards a little bit, my other cards a little bit more efficiently, but it's fine. Oddly smooth stone, not terrible. Disarm Plus is a very big pickup here. Limit Break, not the greatest, but not a terrible pickup. I think the correct play here is Disarm. Disarm is going to do a lot for us against the heart. Alright, we're going to be going to this shop. Duplicate a card. If there was a card in here I wanted a copy of, what would it be? Probably the Disarm, honestly. Or the Feel No Pain. We already take care of any small, many-hit-oriented damage quite well, especially because of the Tungsten Rod. But I think we actually want to duplicate a Feel No Pain. And that way we can just kind of block up really, really efficiently anytime we exhaust something. Okay. Well, don't I feel silly? Blue Candle, good pickup. Same with the Horn Cleat. Strange Spoon. How do I feel about the Strange Spoon? Cards that exhaust are Disarm, Panic Button, Fiend Fire, and Shockwave. Everything else that is exhausting is intentionally exhausting. It isn't necessarily my big defense metric, although it is a very important one. I'll take it, and then I will remove a strike for sure. And that leaves with 255 for the next set of things. We have one fight left. In case I do not get a potion, what potion do I want? I think I want a strength potion. There we go. Now I've got blocked for the rest of this fight. Cute. Regardless, I think we're in a pretty decent position. I'll play the Enlightenment here. I should have played the Bash first, but it wouldn't matter too much. Ah, very good. Let's just bludgeon everything to death. Excellent. True Grit is a card that I'm tempted to take, but I'm gonna pass on it. We have to recall here. All right, Donudeka. Let's do this. So, this is a less than desirable turn 1. A very less than desirable turn 1. Oh my goodness. I think it's actually just barricade and pass. Blocking 9 is mostly irrelevant here. We can't get 3 strikes at the raise our stats at all. I think it's actually just barricade and pass. Wow, that is a terrible draw. All right, let's see here. In this case, I kind of want to do the uppercut and the shrug. Then we can also just do the headbutt to get our bludgeon back. We can do this to get us a little bit extra. Block us for our 6. This also blocks for 9 here. So we actually keep a little bit of block overflow afterwards, which is good. We will bludgeon here for free. I kind of like the power through option here. And then go bludgeon. Only take a little bit of damage here. And it keeps us going towards the offense here. This is a lot to block, but it does let us block everything. Yeah, we'll do that. Yeah, it's a full block, so we don't have to worry about taking damage here. That is a significant amount of damage coming in. And I think it's worth drinking the duplication potion here. This is dealing 12 damage. 12 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 12 times 6 is not enough. We're going to take a ton of damage from this, unfortunately. We are in trouble, my guys. I think we are actually just dead. Yeah, we are just dead. Wow. I don't think strength would have changed my plan a little and at all there. Let's try resaying this fight. I want to see if there's a way that I can fight this a little bit better. The correct play here is the barricade, though. There's no question about that, because there's no point in doing this little bit of offense. Get the card draw, take only 11 damage. Get some block there. This is where I think I messed up. We can play the armaments for free, which is big. I think the correct play is the Feel No Pain. And obviously we can block here. And then we want to, of course, be able to block again. So grabbing the armaments is a good option, because it lets us try to block again. The disarm is fine here, I think. I think my problem was I was too busy trying to get rid of the artifact. There's a lot of ways to get rid of the artifact. So, for example, doing armament and then duplicating potion the power through now is very, very good. And then we're going to do this, get us more Fiend Fires. Just try to get rid of it. Excellent. Because now if we draw a Fiend Fire, I'm more than happy to just play it. I'm full blocking this guy all the time here. And I think we go just defend, lunge Twin Strike. Try to get rid of that for the extra little bit of block. And we full block this. Yeah, we're doing way better now. Dual wield a Fiend Fire here. It's only 2 of them, so we don't have to worry about the 3rd one. And we get our big pile of block from it, too. We actually ended up keeping the one that we played, and we have another one. Armaments here is not a particularly good card. This is doing 12 times 1, 2, doing 6, which is not enough to kill, ever. We don't bash here because it's not worth it, but we can immolate. We can shrug. Armaments. And I think we can just shrug again. Just try and not take too much damage. This is a little bit unfortunate of a draw. Taking a lot of damage, but I think we can actually get out of this. Get the shockwave back on the top there. We do live, but not by much. And then I think I just take too much damage here. Yeah, the shockwave wouldn't have saved me. Unfortunate. We do not make it. So, what was the issue I was running into? I mean, part of it was things were just too expensive too often. But I think the biggest problem is my block engine just wasn't there. I should have taken, I think if I took the Severed Soul, I think things would have been turned out a little bit differently. Because then I could have, then I have an attack card, even though it's a mediocre one, it still generates block. It lets me do both. It lets me get rid of trash as well. Like, there's a lot of ways that I could have just gotten rid of trash as a result. Poopy. -1. Curiously, we do not get a ton of what's it called here? A ton of points here. I guess we missed out on a bit from the no bosses thing, but I would have had a very small score. Curious. Is there an early shop? There is. So, we have the Guardian. There is a fun little road right here. Unfortunately, it takes us away from the Burning Elements. Which, so you have a pretty decent ability to be able to fight most of the time. We are going to be able to go to this shop with 3 fights under our belt. And then get a campfire right before it. And if we get a good bit of money beforehand, there's a very strong chance that we'll be in a good position to be able to take this elite on. Let's go for it. Well, that's a pretty decent opening hand. Three strikes next turn. Just take 1 damage here. My daughter is arguing about bedtime. I will be right back. Alrighty. Now then, first card pick. Entrenched Sentinel and Intimidate. 3 uncommons. That's an uncommon occurrence. Entrench is not good enough right now. Sentinel is technically just picking up another defend for the time being. The Intimidate is a little bit weird. I generally do not like Intimidate. But as a first card, whoops, I didn't mean to actually take it. I meant to observe it. Getting it too weak for 0 is pretty good into the Guardian. And is useful for clearing artifact and things of that nature. But I'm not going to take it. I will take a Sentinel, I think, specifically. And Entrench is not terrible if I can get upgraded, but we're going to take a Sentinel, I think, specifically. I considered skipping there, but... Alright, this is going to suck a little bit. Play 3 defense here. Get rid of that slime. We just kill next turn anyways. Go. A speed potion. Interesting. Bloodletting is not a terrible card. I do like the Clothesline into Guardian. I also like it into Lagavulin. I also like it into Gremlin Knob. It is very useful for all 3 of those. Wild Strike is a card that has been kind of growing on me in recent weeks. It's not as bad as I think a lot of people think it is. It's not a terrible card. It's not a great card. But upgrading it puts you at 17 damage for 1 energy. At the beginning of the game, you pay 3 energy for 18 damage. Now, obviously, we do get the wound that gets put into the draw pile, which does suck a little bit. But a lot of times, that 1 extra card that we're drawing is not a big enough deal, especially in the earlier parts of the game. And in the later parts of the game, there are ways of getting rid of it. So I actually kind of like Wild Strike. If you get the vulnerability down, this does a lot of damage very, very quickly. But I think we're going to take Clothesline. It's a good offense and defense option. All right. Time to get stabbed. Instead, we're going to get even worse. We're going to get a curse. Oh. At the end of your turn, take 2 damage. I've never seen this beta art before. Oh, that is incredible. I love that. That's amazing. Better luck next time. Yeah. Screw you. Alright, Jawworm. How much are you gonna hurt me? Probably a lot. Okay. We win next turn. This is good. Oof. We're actually almost full still. Like, just off being full. Kind of wish I took that Wild Strike. Strength Flex in this case is actually a pretty good card to take. I'm gonna take Flex. Alright, shop. Have something good for me, please. Huh. So, fun little fact about me and Brimstone. Anytime I've taken Brimstone, I almost always, there's always cases where I don't. I just about always get to the heart. Because I'm able to scale so damn hard with Brimstone. Now, there is the other aspect of this conversation. And self-forming clay deals with the heart. If we are in a position where we're taking 15 damage, we're blocking 45 the following turn. Which can be really, really good. I think that, however, I kind of want to take the Brimstone instead here. In which case, we're not scaling off of anything, but we do have a flex in here. I'm going to take the sword boomerang so that we're able to scale off of that. We're going to remove this decay. And I think we'll take this headbutt also. Just kind of like go boom, pow, boom. I am being beckoned. One moment. And is it working? There we go. Now we're going. So I think I have like all the offense I'll ever need for this act. This is pretty good for defensive measures, but I would like one more good block card. Oh, also in this case, we want to, that's a lot more damage. That's an additional weak. We're going to boot the sword boomerang. What the heck? That is a bot if I ever saw one. Get out of here. Alright. Alright, Gremlin Knob. Time for you to die. Oh dear. Please. Alright. Flex. Sword boomerang. Boom. Excellent. And we get the preserved insect. Okay. We're killing elites. Oh, and we get the Reaper on top of it. That is phenomenal. Ophelia, can you leave the fly tape alone, please? It's meant to catch flies, not cats. All right. Now then. Well, we're definitely going for this elite over here then. Oh, absolutely not. Bag of preparation. We like those. Oh, this is such a disgusting combo. It's 23. I do this. It's 15. 12. This is worth it. Saves me 12 HP. It's a very strong chance that we will get another potion anyways. I'll take a True Grit here, I think, actually. It's not too often I care about which card I'm exhausting, so we'll take a True Grit. Ooh. I don't want any of this to be kept back, so... Boom. We'll block 2 here. We block pretty well next time, so most of the time. Block pretty good this time, actually. Block 12 of 17, that's fine. Pretty much just kill this guy instantly now. That's a shame. Kind of hoping for the high value play there. Excellent. Shockwave is an alright pickup. Like a good pickup in general. But we're getting really thick with cards though. I'll take it. But we need to get some removals going. This is a fight I was a little afraid of. Hmm. $50-50. Excellent. I should have actually gone for this one because of damage thresholds, but that's okay. This is 9 times 4. Oh yeah, I believe that actually kills both. Yes, it will. Bottled Flame. Is there a strike potion? Or strike. Is there an attack card that we want to just have in our opening hand? Honestly, I don't think there really is. The clothesline is maybe a decent attempt at being aggressive while blocking at the same time. Don't want either of those. I think we may actually just want the clothesline. Remove a card gladly. Can I get another removal? Oh, we're looting. Uh-oh. Block 5 this turn. We have Relic at least out of this. 8 or 10. Wow, this is a very unfortunate set of cards here. I think we just take the damage and hope we get a Reaper relatively early on. This is going to go for... We can get the Reaper here. The Reaper would do 4 plus 8. But they're all vulnerable. I'll actually full block this. Because we get the Reaper this turn. Does 16 to all of them. And we're back up to full. Ancient Tea Set, Dex Potion. Burning Pact. Now that is a good card. And we're going to smith this Shockwave, I think. Burning Pact? No. No. Shockwave, too high value. That's a pretty good setup there. Now we do need to try and make this relatively quick. 15. Flex. That way we do 22. We get the True Grit into our hands. This does 18, so we can't quite get through the block, but we will be by the next time it comes around. I am willing to Sword Boomerang this guy for 4 damage here. And then I will take 4 damage and then heal back up to full there. And he's already at half health, so this is very good for us. Oh my. Boom. Boom, 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 boom. Health is a resource for this deck. Boom. That is how you run strength decks. That's how you run Brimstone. Oh, yes. We got ourselves a deck. The other two choices, the Immolate is okay, but the Sword Boomerang is just going to do more damage to single targets, which is a little bit... which, even though it can be messy, Sword Boomerang costing 1 less and us having the flexibility of other 1-cost cards, such as Strikes, or Pommel Strikes, or Headbutts, allow for us to kind of get that damage in that we need. I don't want to make our deck too expensive either. And I think that deck manipulation and letting us get that Sword Boomerang plus, along with if we get a Heavy Blade plus, is going to be much, much more to our benefit. So, Snecko Eye is a big consideration here. But, I didn't mean to actually hit skip there. But we have a lot of card draw already. And Blackstar might be able to give us greater value long term. I love Snecko Eye. I really do. It's amazing. It does mean we never have to upgrade the offering. And we can definitely play a lot more if we get rid of the Sentinel. We want to upgrade the True Grit. We want to upgrade the Burning Pact. Upgrading Sentinel is a fine option as well. But outside of that, we don't need a whole lot of upgrades at this time. I do like the idea that we can go Preserved Insect with the Black Star, letting us definitely get further into just smashing elites. Just taking them out. I think it's going to be Snecko Eye, though. Bronze Automaton. Bronze Automaton is not going to be too bad for us. It doesn't do a whole lot of multi-attacks. It does do the most of the 3 elites, I think, now that I think about it. But it is very much an attack, defend type of enemy. We're going to struggle to get the vulnerable down on it, but that's not the biggest problem for us. That's not a big deal because we have very, very good strength scaling already. Turn 5, we're dealing plus 10. This is doing 13 damage a strike. We're doing pretty all right. We can't avoid an elite here. We're going to have 300 gold. I do like that we can go this way. And then chicken out if we don't want to take on another elite. And we go this way, we can take a camp, and then there's another shop here, or another elite. We get 2 fights in before we get to this. I think I like that. Mildly terrifying. Order. And I could have had a little extra damage there from strength. I need to slow my plays down a little bit. I'm getting sloppy again. Ah, here we go. This is going to do a hefty sum of damage. You don't need to play that here. And just like that, back to full. Habit Plus is a card that is worth considering, I think, some of the time here. More deck manipulation. Give us a better chance of getting the Sword Boomerang when we need it. For free and for free. 20 damage is pretty good here. I do like the idea of just blocking for 10, though, as well, sometimes. Blocking for 14 is mighty tempting as well, because we are going to be taking a bit of damage over the course of the next couple of turns. I think I'll block 14 here. Put the Super Boomerang back in here. Don't need to clothesline this time. I'll Burning Pack the defend because we're never going to play that here. Sword Boomerang for 0 to get rid of a lot of that armor on him. True Grit. Only takes 6 here. That's not bad. Ah, excellent. Play the offering. Do we get a means of offense? We do, actually. Get 12 health. Could have actually played that first, but no matter. True Grit Plus is mighty tempting. But I don't think we're going to do that. We have ads coming up. Okay. We already have a True Grit. We can upgrade it later. I'm not too concerned. We do have a route where we are getting 2 campfires. Yes. I think we're going to skip this. Another fight here. With strength 3. Get rid of this guy before he can even become a threat, and weaken you so that you can't hurt me very hard the next turn. This is doing 7. We'll play with the shockwave first. Is there a strength? No, there is not in there. So we'll just start with this. Is 10 damage worth getting Vanta Shape Over when we can recover that much next turn most of the time? No. And we have ads. There we go. We'll wait patiently. Okay, our ads are done. This is a terrible hand. We're gonna get punched in the mouth pretty hard here. We'll just do up the healing that we can and try to finish the fight next turn. And then hopefully we get some sort of good healing ability on the following fights. Armaments is not a terrible card, though. I would rather a more valuable card overall. We're going to skip those. Now we have good money here. Ah, Sling of Courage. +2 strength off the hop. Pretty good. Apotheosis is not a terrible pickup here. Smooth Stone and Frozen Egg also not terrible. Another card that is also not terrible in strength builds is Blood for Blood, as we do tend to be taking damage. Fights tend to be over quickly, and Blood for Blood can help with that a little bit by making it relatively cheap. Although we have Snecko Eye, so it is less good overall. There's also a Fairy in a Bottle. Good pickup there, too. I do want to take this Frozen Egg because a lot of the time, because that way when we see powers, they are automatically upgraded. Although, half the powers we want, the upgrade just provides us with an energy buff. So I think maybe the Smooth Stone is actually the pick here. Is it Smooth Stone Remove? Smooth Stone Remove might be the play here, getting rid of one of the strikes. Or is it Fairy to Ball? No. And then we have 77 gold. We could buy the Blood for Blood, but we are not going to. Okay, this is not an ideal fight, but this could be a lot worse. This is a very strong hand, though. Holy. Hold. I'm going too fast again. I'm going too fast again. Start the Shockwave. 3. 3. You guys back up. We drew all of our garbage. Get rid of the defense that we will not play. Play a flex for 2 here. Play the defend and the true grit. Block all but 1 damage here. That brings us pretty much back up to full here. Excellent. Seeing red is not a chance. A heavy blade is tempting, but I want to have it upgraded if I want to take it. But we may not see another one for a while. Go along with that, there is the other factor of when does heavy blade outscale sword boomerang? Heavy blade for 1 is already really pretty good. Heavy blade for 2 is mediocre. Heavy blade for 1 is good. So you know what? We'll just take the heavy blade as is then. All right. Hey, look, sword boomerang and heavy blade. And I'm being attacked. We'll start with a flex. That is like the worst combination. All right, that is not an ideal scenario. I feel like saving the Reaper in case I do end up in a position where I take a good significant amount of damage. The Shockwave is a good pickup here. Also, if I'm going to be playing the Reaper next turn, possibly. Put the Reaper in here. And I want to actually put the Sword Boomerang on top of that. A good chance that we just kill here. This does 15 to the main guy. Taking a lot more than that, though. I just win. Question card, definitely a nice pickup. Don't want any of those. Sit pretty good. I believe we want to upgrade the Heavy Blade over anything else. That is +2 on every turn. That's +4 damage to the times turn. It's, yeah, 4 times turn is bonus damage, which means it's 4 more on turn 1. It's 8 more on turn 2. It is 12 more on turn 3. This is an insane upgrade. We are not passing that up. We could absolutely take this guy on, especially with a speed potion. Okay. Start with the shockwave. Get a defend in there. 20 damage from Sword Boomerang. This is... There is an interesting line here where we actually go Clothesline, Sword Boomerang, Headbutt. And I kind of like it. And bring back the Sword Boomerang for next turn. The odds of me getting to Reaper is not high. We'll just play it now. Darn, I was kind of hoping. We didn't actually take a whole lot of damage in this case, though, which is nice. Centennial Puzzle, that is good. Entropic Brew, another pickup. Bloodletting Plus and Shrug Off Plus. The Shrug Off Plus is not terrible. I think I'll take it. Although Bloodletting quite good with the Centennial Puzzle. But then again, so is Offering. And if this costs 3, it pays for itself. So at its worst, it's pay 3 health, draw 3 cards. At its worst. So we'll actually take Bloodletting here. Bronze Scales, very good pickup. And we're going to smith, and we are going to smith this True Grit. We need another avenue to activate that Sentinel. 150, not enough to justify doing that, so we are going to... Ooh. Alright, we are looking for a Reaper. Relatively early on, in fact. Maybe not this early on, but it isn't a bad pickup at this point. We have... Burn a strike. Do we get attacked? No, he's re-upping. This is good. Bloodletting. Draw me some cards. Pay 1 to draw 2 cards. Yes. Alrighty. This does enough. Good. That does significant amounts as well. In that case, we'll do this. Now, this pays for itself, so it's not really worth it. But this does 51. So there's a very good chance that we just win next turn. If I get 2 strikes, I just win. Or if I just get a headbutt. Boom. We're just kind of going crazy mode, it looks like. Orthenocopter, very nice. Power potion over a swift potion. I think I actually will do that. Reaper number 2. Thank you very much. That's a no-brainer there. The uppercut is definitely tempting, but the... Oh. Alrighty, this is going to be fun. Not when I have a hand like this. Mamma mia. Dark Embrace. Get rid of this. Really? I will burn a strike. My. That's pretty rough. All right, then. Bloodletting. This deals a lot right now. Very good. How's that? Turn 1 kill. Oh. Quite powerful. Many rewards. Especially when they're going to be weakened because these guys are elite. Yeah, I think we just go for it. We just take the 8 damage here, draw the extra cards. Because we have the Reaper this coming turn, although that's not the best cost of Reaper. Although this is gonna do okay. If we do this into the Bloodletting, go Reaper into a strike, go boom, pow, and then get rid of the regular headbutt. We're at full health. He can't hurt us because he's gonna be gaining strength rather slowly comparatively. We just do this and win. Easy. Wing Boots, Eat Ball, and Flex Potion. I will take a Flex Potion over a Fire Potion. Whirlwind. That is a card. Alternatively, a second True Grit. Although Whirlwind requires an upgrade, and I don't like that it requires an upgrade. What are we looking to upgrade right now? Sentinel would be an okay upgrade. Burning Pack would be an amazing upgrade. +1 card draw. We could go for this Whirlwind. +3, and then it deals 30 on the opening, and then +2 every turn thereafter with the energy. We just don't have a lot of energy, although with the Bloodletting, sometimes it goes pretty hard. It's also a reliable way to get one more attack out. We'll take it. We're looking purely for our defense matrix after this, however. Could have actually punched the middle one. Not that it matters here because it will deal sufficient damage because of the strike, but I should have punched this one in the mouth because that would have been a guarantee. We don't want any of that. And we are going to smith this whirlwind because plus 3 damage per energy is really good. All right. Let's do it. So, first things first. Flex, because it's free. Strike, because it's free. Burning Pact, that defend, because it's free. Bloodlet for 1, because it's also free. Strike. In this circumstance, I actually kind of want to start playing things like the clothesline. We're going to go sword boomerang, headbutt. We're going to bring back the sword boomerang. And then I think I actually want a clothesline here. Play that for 0. Did 80 damage. He's going to be snagging a Reaper. I want to get him kind of low. I did not think about the ink bottle there. That was a misplay. Took a heavy blade. Alright, interesting. Regain 30 health here. I think that's fine. You have... Where is the card? This one has a Reaper in its hand. And this one has... Heavy Blade. We're going to damage you. I want to keep you alive until after this guy does some big hits. Or after this. This is fine too. I'm actually quite okay with this. Almost. But it's fine. Because Heavy Blade's gonna win. Alright. Good. Do we go for the third Reaper? I actually do like this third Reaper pick sometimes. It's a good way for us to actually just maintain a defense option as the game progresses. The problem is that we don't have any way of just blocking. Just straight up blocking outside of a true grit. And that's kind of it. The Reapers are keep us alive for all the fights up until we get to the end. Like up until the bosses at the end here. We need some major defenses. Now, fortunately, we have Question Card. But we need some... We need some major defenses. Potions can definitely help with that. Also, Calling Bell can give us some really good defensive options as well. Doubling the effectiveness of potions could very well bring us into the spot where we just straight up win. For example, we get a speed potion, we get an artifact potion. That's the end. That's our solution to the heart right there. Being able to block for 15 off of one card. Calling Bell is really tempting, however. It's a lot of value in Calling Bell that just kind of sits there. We'll take it. Bing Bong. Bag of Marbles, Gremlin Horn, and Unceasing Pop. So, unfortunately, this doesn't help us for the end. This does help us for everything along the way. That opening vulnerable is pretty big, however. Go to Deca. Okay. That opening vulnerable will help significantly with that. I do like this early shop. We can move this way, get to here. We need a camp. If we don't, we can go for an elite, and then go for a camp, and then another elite or a camp. We can move up this way, go for another elite, into a camp, and then we can go for another elite, and then even an elite at the end if we really want to, depending on how we're doing. This early shop is really nice, though. I think we're going to go for that. We'll take a bit of damage here for a few extra cards. Exhaust a card to draw 2 cards. This is good. Get more of that. Everything is so damn expensive. That just kills. Okay, that's cool. Get another card. Draw another 3. Ah, True Grit. Hello. That is such an awkward opening turn. I'm looking for my heavy blade here. There it is. Bonk. Blessing of the Forge, not as good as the Lock or Flex Potion. Well, the Flex Potion maybe, but no, there's not anything in here that I'm really looking to upgrade particularly heavily. The Iron Wave Plus might be a worthy tender here, just because it's another just a way for us to generate some block. Lose all gold, obtain a relic. Not a freaking chance. Feel no pain, very good. Potion belt, also really good. Do I have exhaust engines? I have the True Grit. That's kind of it. I do like the potion belt, though. There is also the limit break, which lets us just win faster. I don't think I have enough for both, however. Actually, save and quit. Let me do the math on these. Let me do the math on this a little bit here. What if we go limit break, feel no pain, and maybe a flame barrier? Limit break is something I definitely want to pick up here, along with the feel no pain. And maybe remove is a little expensive now, but I could get rid of another strike. This is going to let me just kind of go straight into the stratosphere from nearly dead to right back in it. It also means that I can, in the late game, just play stuff that just wins. Flame Barrier is tempting. Get some actual health back, or actual armor. Yeah, we'll take it. Skill Potion? No. I don't have the, potion built anymore. Excellent. Block 12, only takes 6. Or 5, rather. Ah, excellent. Flex. Limit Break. Bloodlet. Shockwave. Reaper. Heavy Blade. Oh man, I love Brimstone. Feel No Pain Plus. Well, that's a little annoying. However, I think I do actually want to take it because it lets me exhaust cards for 7 later on. All right. Ornamental Fan. I'll take a Sapphire Key for that, actually. We don't play a huge number of attacks too often. Although, I need to think of this over. I need to slow down and think this over. Because we have the Whirlwind, we do get to play a 3rd attack on a regular basis. It's only 4 block. No, that's not worth it. Upgrades. Upgrading Limit Break is kind of nuts. We can go for an Elite first. Shockwave for 1 is pretty good here. So it's Clothesline for 1, and then we will block for 1. In this case, we are not going to be able to deal much damage to him. It's only going to be 1 damage. What do we want in our opening hand next turn? Do I want anything in this hand in my next turn? Or do I want to? I think I actually kind of want the offering in my hand next turn. We'll just put the offering in there. Just play that because we can. Play that because we can. Play that because we can. And then pass on. Okay. We'll just block for all but 2 and just deal some damage to this guy that way. 21 damage for doing nothing. We are getting cards on turns we don't want them. All right. Oh boy. Oh boy. That was a misplay. That's fine though. Can I get a... I guess not. And Chaku. Good card. Nope, don't want any of that. We're gonna smith here. And we're gonna smith the limit break. We can use it more than once. And we're gonna go to the Reptomancer. We're gonna play... We don't need to play that this turn, but we can play that this turn. This, so that 8 times, this is 12 on 2 of them? Yeah, absolutely. Right back in it. Ba-ba-ba-boom. Bunch of energy, and draw 2 cards. We can headbutt the Reptomancer to get the Sword Boomerang back. Play the Clothesline. Hey, Sword Boomerang again. And she is down to 27 hit points. And we're basically back to full, and we're back to pretty full health. We are back to full health. And this does 12 twice, we just win. Calipers, that is unfortunately exciting, but not useful. Their flex potion, though. Corruption. Interesting. This does make a lot of our skills free. It does make our limit break less good. But that does mean that things like Feel No Pain skyrocket in value. That is our 3rd Feel No Pain, by the way. I think I can take it. Bottled Lightning. I would like to bottle the lightning with my Bloodletting. That just lets me go really hard, really fast at the very beginning. We have Vega Prep, don't we? Yes, we do. So, we're going to go Flame Barrier, Flex. We will then Limit Break because we can. Then we'll Bloodlet for +2 energy and more options. Sentinel, or sorry, True Grit the Sentinel. And then we can actually do something even more hilarious, which is Clothesline. And now this is doing 26 4 times for 104 damage, and then we can headbutt it back to our hand, back to the top of our deck. Unfortunately, we don't get, and then, you know what, just for good measure, because why not, 32 health out of the Reaper. Alright, let's see here. Get the hell out of here. Damn fly. Freaking flies, man. I think we'll Shockwave. Offering. Ah, Corruption. That way we can do some fun stuff here. We can get rid of this. We can actually do this to get a bunch more down. This means that we do significantly more damage here. And we block as well. We're also very low on... because, you know, we just want to do 115 here because we can. Strawberry will help. That'll help against the heart for sure. That little extra bit of energy. A second True Grit. I think I may actually need to take this. We will likely have to upgrade it, though. The lack of control is too expensive. Too often. Well, this pays for this, which is pretty good. We'll start with the corruption. Then we'll sentinel. Then we'll bloodlet. And this just kills. So we're gonna just do this. Get back up to full. This does 70 damage. Actually, a lot more than that because they're 15s. A power potion over strength potion? No, I don't think so. Bludgeon is not worth it here. Alright, we're going to go into this elite with a extra card draw at the start. If we want it. I feel as though we do. We play this with 1 energy, or 2 energy, we get it, so... flex, lovely. Very good. This is going to do enough. So we're going to do that so we can get the weaken on, and just do that so we can get rid of that. Play 2 cards. We get the limit break. And the feel no pain. And we'll just pass. Feel no pain for free here. We can't get to the whirlwind for free here, unfortunately. Do we have any other draws? No. But we can get energy back. And I think the best form of energy here is going to be the... Ember, what are you doing out of bed? What are you doing out of bed? Go to bed. I think we can actually make a good conversation with a flame barrier here. Hey, offering. We'll take another limit break here. Are we full blocking? 26. 36. Yeah, we're full blocking. This is dead. Does this kill? No, it's not. Not yet. But it does now. Boom. White Beast statue. Kind of irrelevant at this point. None of these are any good for me. Alright, let's hope for one more good card. Maybe a big defense card of some kind that would be very helpful. Well, that changes things quite significantly. Play the defenses. Get rid of the cards that we don't want. Then play Sword Boomerang for 12 that many times, and then headbutt it back into the hand. This is the unfortunate part about this deck. We're going to get a potion no matter what here, so I think it might be time to play a brute strength potion. I'm going to get rid of one of these Reapers because we won't play it. Ah, excellent. I'll play it for 37 damage. Just to thin out my deck. Limit break. 33 damage 3 times. Not enough. Oh, yes it is. That is pretty good. I think we take the armaments just because we're running out of options. We're out of time. And in this case, we smith the Burning Pact. Let us dig faster. We're looking to dig through this deck pretty quickly. Shit. No. Have to recall. Idiot. Okay. Lock in. Start with this. This will bring us to full cards. I get +1 energy. Okay, here we go. Am I going to be able to outscale these guys? I'm not sure, actually. Yeah, that's fine. Ugh. Dang. I was afraid of that. Well, I have another Feel No Pain coming up, which is good. This hand most certainly is not, however. I'm going to headbutt back the Corruption and hope that I can play it next turn. I'm taking a lot of damage this upcoming turn. Okay. This is already free. Okay, yeah, we can do this. That's 99 damage. Oh, Unceasing Top. Hello. All right. Really? There's 3 of them in here. All right, thank goodness. I believe we're living. Yep, barely. All right, can I please get a Reaper? Come on, dude. That just kills. Oh my goodness. I probably shouldn't have done that because I wanted a little bit more health for this, from this, but that's fine. I get 29 health. That's not terrible. Ink Bottle's also in a really, really good spot. This is the ideal fight for us here, actually. Perfect. That gives me 2, which I can't play that, which is fine. This heals for an okay amount, and I need some health now. That draws me cards. Oh, that's not good. All right. Limit Break for free is good here. It's not worth paying the extra 2 for 2 strength in this case. Let's do that now. This means I'm doing 14. I take 28. It's a lot of damage coming in. I also need to just like be rushing this, in all honesty. I can't play the Corruption this turn. I just die if I do. Alright, that's pretty big. Oh, come on. Okay, my next card that I get, I draw back into my hand. Do I think I go for the Corruption here. It also... It's not... It doesn't matter. Oh my. Seriously? All right. Where are all my good cards, man? I think I'm dead here. I think that kills me. Yep. Yep. Son of a bitch. I think I should have actually just played. If I played the Philippine out of the hop, I would have had more blocking potential. Hmm. I keep getting close. I'm improving, but I'm not getting there. I'm not quite there yet. In either case, I'm gonna call it for the night here, guys. Really appreciate you guys being here and hanging out with me. I am probably gonna be back tomorrow morning, actually. Good chance of it. Exactly what time, I don't know. If I don't end up here, I will probably be making maps for Pathfinder, in all truth. Or, no, Pathfinder or D&D. Not entirely certain which yet. But, yeah, until next time, guys, really appreciate you all swinging by and hanging out and all that stuff. And, until then, have a nice day.